Alright guys, I want to make this video and show the most likely probability, the most likely outcome, I should say, of this altcoin market at this point in time. Now, you can see all of these coins, they've all dropped down in towards the red 200 moving average. There's a daily chart, by the way. Well, GRT doesn't even have that yet. But you can see all of these. There's IOTA. These are all the futures charts. And the futures charts, the majority of them are fairly new charts. Okay, and you open up and then you get that move and then you drop back to the red 200 moving average. This is quite common. Okay, so like some of these are very new. SFPs, very new. But most of them in general, Ethereum obviously is a bit older. Here's another one, a new chart, pump it up, drop back to the red 200 moving average. Now here's another one. What's that? Dash. Dash is still fairly new, considering, like here, pump it up, drop it back to the red 200 moving average. It's the same, basically over and over. Sol's a bit of an outlier. This is definitely a stronger coin. You can see it did not even drop into the red 200. This Sol has been very, very strong, and it's got a good chance of pumping ahead of other coins. So if you're looking for a stronger coin, I suggest keeping an eye on Sol. Anyway, here's another one. New chart, base, pump, drop back to the red 200 moving average. So I'm just showing a few, and I'm going to get to my point in 1 minute. Adam is a bit... it's a bit older, but you can see base, pump, drop to the red 200 moving average. Now, what coin have we seen this happen to in the past? If you put your memory back, you can see here again. You probably, I'm not sure if you all remember, but there was a coin that pumped a lot earlier than all the other coins, and I'll show you that now in 1 minute. And it's given us a bit of a blueprint of what the likely outcome is going to happen. You can see the red 200 just forming here on the chart on AXS. Again, very similar here. They're all the same. All of these new charts, all these new futures charts, because futures are a new product on Binance, and the same thing is happening over and over in all of them. All of them, every one of them, basically. There's very few outliers, and I'm going to stop here at TRB. Now, if you remember the coin that pumped before all of the other ones, and that coin was Ren. Ren had a bit of a big bull market pretty early, a lot earlier than a lot of other coins, and it was very similar. Okay, very similar. And you can see here we had the bull market. Sorry, we had the new coin, we had the base, we had the pump, we had the drop back to the red 200 moving average. Now, what happened after that happened? All these coins move together. They all move the same. So you can see here that we dropped down, and very, very similar here to the situation we have in all of these altcoins right now. And it's basically a blueprint of what's likely to occur. So if I show you here what happened, we did consolidate and we did push breakup. We got this breakup, so it's kind of implying that we were going to get some sort of break back up to test the neckline where we broke down from. A lot of these coins can break up in test this neckline, and that's a decent bounce. You can make a lot of money off that bounce alone if we can catch that. That's a 50% bounce to the upside, and from there, and very importantly, very, very, very importantly to understand, is the red 200 moving average on a daily chart is trending higher. Okay, that's bullish. Now, when you drop a long distance into the red 200 moving average, that's bullish. Okay, because you cannot safely break below the red 200 moving average. It's very unlikely that you're going to break below that safely, that you're going to remain underneath it and change the trend, because you have already dropped a substantial amount. When you drop a substantial amount, the likelihood is that you're going to get buy pressure, or even you could drop below it, but eventually you're going to get a bounce and you're going to recapture the red 200 moving average, and it's going to become support again eventually. And then you're going to start moving back to the upside. Okay, and this is a good example on Ren of that happening. Okay, so this is Ren's a bit of a blueprint here of what is likely to happen. So we can probably expect a month chop or whatever that is, maybe 2 months. What is that? October, and then we pumped in December, end of December, October, November, December. So there may be 2 months of chop, right, right down here before all these coins actually lift off again and get into the final stage of the bull market. Okay, and you can see that this was dwarfed. What happened is we formed large J hook patterns. Basically, this was becoming a J hook, and from this J hook, price exploded to the upside. So we can expect all of these coins. Basically, we have a month or two. Maybe we'll get that bounce back up here. So there's a coming move in the near future that's going to take us to the neckline, which will probably get rejected, and we'll come back down here and we'll chop about, and then we will do something like this. This is a very, very common setup because of the structure, because of the break, because of the deepness, the steepness of the drop into the red 200 moving average that needs a reaccumulation phase, and REN right here is a blueprint. So I would not underestimate this fractal. This fractal can pay dividends, and it's quite normal structure here to form and build some sort of reaccumulation base like this that ends up holding above the red 200 moving average. This will be allowed to used as a springboard for a lot of these altcoins to move into the second and I don't know, is it final phase of this bull market before a longer accumulation period? Now that's to be determined, of course. REN needs a bit of work here to be bullish. It can be bullish. It just needs to base and form good structure. And REN itself could actually, have another move. This can actually be a larger bullish pattern where this kind of rounds around and moves back up. This can be a bull-shaped pattern with the red 200 moving average, with price actually kind of basing a bit like it did back here, I suppose, and then getting that move. So at this point, I think we can expect these coins in the near future, relatively near future, to get that up move, and that up move is pretty important. And I talked about this as well, that this is a bad coin actually as an example, but a lot of these are moving into 4-hour apexes. I'll just flick through a couple of them. You can see that these 4-hour apexes, we're starting to get some movement on them. Got it. Yeah, there's one there. I was saying yesterday that we could get 40-50% bounces, and this is kind of what I'm trying to get at. We could get that push up before moving back into some chop and reaccumulation before the next phase of this bull market. Now, overall, it really should be bullish. In my view, there's a few reasons for it. Also, you can see the Bitcoin. Bitcoin will likely want to come back up here and take some liquidity in these above prices, and this can allow for the alt market to be supported and potentially move up a lot more.